My name is Bamwitireve Venancio from Bundibujo, the western part of Uganda. I pastor a church there called the Bundibujo Community Worship Center. As a church, we are called to take care of orphans and widows. The Bible says true religion is that one which cares for orphans and widows. And so we took over the responsibility as a church to see how we can help the orphans who are wandering on the street. And so calling the members to take the responsibility, members of our church, though they have suffered from war, they have suffered from poverty, they have suffered from diseases, they took an extra responsibility to take over orphans in their homes. We are a church, we don't have a roof on our head. So we have been named the church without a roof in our place.
He is risen from the dead and he is Lord. Every knee shall bow, every tongue confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. Yesu Kristo, yazukia mubafu, yemukama. Buli lulimi lwatulenti, Yesu yemukama.
One of our efforts to help these children is to provide gardens to supplement their diets on a sustainable basis. Due to an inadequate water supply, as well as lack of funding, they are currently limited to planting only sweet potatoes.
Since we first showed you our church without a roof, God has worked wonders in our community through your partnering with us, as you can see in these pictures. We now have a roof over our heads, and we call it Noah's Ark, because when our torrential rains come, God keeps us safe and secure inside. People who used to laugh at us and ridicule our God for not providing a roof for His church now refer to it as our church, as if they had some part in this. This church is one of the first buildings that you see when you come out of the jungle into the town of Bundibugyo, and everyone sees it, and they now know that our God is an awesome God, and He is the great provider for His people. Since you first saw our destitute and lost children, we have established the Hope for the Ugandan Child Project, where we provide health, education, nutrition, and salvation through your generous contributions. We are now exploring sites for church planting and creating a vision for a string of churches north to Fort Portal and south to the Congo. We are also exploring land acquisition for children's gardens to assist us in growing food for the children's nutrition. And the Zana Church now owns a beautiful heavy-duty tractor to till the fields that will provide 80% of the food for the 350 children that they are feeding at the Zana Christian School in Kampala. This is God working through you, our partners in the United States, to bring these children to a saving knowledge of Jesus Christ. In a country the size of Oregon, population 3,800,000, but Uganda has a population of 33,425,000, with 49% of the population under the age of 15. This is the highest statistics in the world. There are 2,500,000 orphans in Uganda, and almost half of them are infected with AIDS. There's a whole generation of parents missing. Our women's ministry has established a small wedding boutique thanks to your contributions of wedding dresses, and they manufacture small items to raise money for the support of these needy children. These children need Jesus because they have nothing, and He is their only hope. Here's a little blind girl named Sylvia who was living in the slums of Kampala with her grandmother and 9 other grandchildren whose parents are all dead from AIDS. These children only eat about every 2 days, and she could not compete for food with her siblings. She is now in the care of her school teacher in Kampala and is prospering. This is a little boy in Bundabugyo named Tumaganza. Tumaganza cannot speak. We have had him examined by a doctor who discovered that he cannot hear, and we are arranging for him to be fitted with hearing aids so that he can attend school and learn. We need a sponsor for him. This is a beautiful 20-year-old girl from the Bundabugyo Church whose dream is to become an attorney in order to represent the people in her church in legal matters. Her aged parents are unable to provide for her education. She would be the first female attorney in Bundabugyo District and the only attorney there. We now have a sponsor for 1 year for her education, and she is attending a prep school in Kampala. There is so much to do in God's kingdom in Uganda, and precious little resources. There is no government help in Uganda, so we rely wholly on God's provision. Thank you for your generous support, prayers, and love for our people.
You know, the Church of Christ is interdependent. We are one body, but with many parts, and Christ is our head. So that's why we share with our brothers and sisters the worldwide enterprise of God, of evangelizing and reaching the unreached. Partner with us so that they can say, Abba, Father.